skincare for your nether region. Sold out. They were gone. Shelf empty. Gay. Satisfying sound and feeling of a magnetic closure. It's a little bit woody, it's a little bit floral. Beat that, Mother Nature. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sophia and this is my channel, Sophia Sees Beauty, where we talk about all things beauty and makeup. Today I'm super excited. I'm gonna be going through all of my favorites from the month of January. Most of these are going to be beauty favorites, but I have a little bit of skincare, a little bit of, fashion / lifestyle as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing all of the products that I was loving in the month of January, stay tuned. And if you are new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a luxury beauty YouTuber and Instagrammer, and I upload content every single week on all of the new luxury releases and other fun videos like favorites videos as well. So if that is the kind of content that you typically enjoy watching here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to hear about every time I upload a new video. Also, if you guys like these kinds of videos, sort of like favorites videos, definitely give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out, not only helping me with the YouTube algorithm and promoting this video, but it also lets me know what kind of content you guys enjoy. If you are looking for any more favorites videos in the future, definitely comment down below and let me know what kind of favorites you guys are looking to see. And with that, let's get into my favorites. And just so you guys know, there is a blizzard outside. So I have my blankie on right here and I've got my turtleneck on, but if there's not as much light as there normally is, I do apologize. I'm just going to go through these in no particular order. I will link everything down below. Some of the links down there are going to be affiliate links, and all that means is that if you choose to purchase anything through those links, I do get a very small commission for that purchase. So just kind of keep that in mind, but it's also a really great way to support my channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It doesn't add any cost to your purchase, but it does help support my channel. And I use all the money that I make from those affiliate links to make more beauty content for you guys here on YouTube. Okay, I've got like a whole tray of things here. What do I want to start with? Let's start off with my favorite foundations and concealers from the month of January. And one of the products that I recently discovered is Suqqu the Cream Foundation. This is such a good foundation. I remember seeing Alicia from Kinky Sweat. I will link her channel down below. She's one of my favorite YouTubers and she does a lot of reviews on Suku. And when she reviewed this foundation, she said it was the best foundation she had ever tried. And guys, I kind of have to agree with her. This is one of the best foundations that I have in my collection, hands down, one of the best I've ever tried. And I think the only reason I hadn't tried it previously is because I actually didn't know what Suqqu was. I didn't know about the brand at all. And typically you do have to purchase Suqqu from a UK retailer if you are living in the US. So I usually purchase from Selfridges or from Harrods. That's where you can find this. I will link it down below. But this is a very lovely, hydrating concealer that still provides a good amount of coverage. I would say this is about medium coverage. You could probably build it up to full. And it has a very thick, creamy, almost pudding-like texture. I don't really like that it comes in this jar container. That's my only gripe with this because I hate having to dip my brush in there or scoop it out. And honestly, I think most of the time the only reason why I don't use this foundation is because I'm just too lazy to deal with that. Sometimes I just can't be bothered with the jar packaging. But that being said, this keeps your skin so nice and hydrated and perfect looking throughout the day. It's one of the only foundations in my collection that doesn't get crusty, that just wears so perfectly. I love it. I feel like it goes on really nice and smooth. It covers up imperfections, but again, it just lasts. And for me, that is super important. I want my foundation to last all day, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm sitting by a heater, if I'm out in the cold, if I'm wearing a mask, I want my foundation to wear really well and I don't want it to dry out my skin, and this does just that. So highly recommend if you haven't tried it yet. This is Suqqu the Cream Foundation, one of my all-time holy grails, and I just kind of got back into it and I am on board that Suqqu train, guys. I'm on board. Next up, one of my other favorite foundations for January was the Cali Ray Free daydreaming skin wellness diffusing tint. That's a mouthful. I posted a full review on this, and if you guys are interested, I will link that here. Definitely check that out to hear some more details about how this wears, who I think this is for. But this is a product, this is a brand that is new to Sephora, and this is their skin tint. Callie Ray was founded by the founder of Urban Decay, and so this is kind of her like California vibe, like easy, cool girl beauty type of beauty brand, if I'm like describing that well. But this is a really great skin tint. I love that it gives a little bit more coverage than other skin tints such as the Fenty Eavesdrop, and I also really like that it kind of sets down. And similarly with the Suku, what I'm looking for is not only do I want it to cover up my imperfections, but I also want it to just wear really well and not get dry and crusty on my face in the middle of the winter. Like I said, there's a blizzard outside right now, and so I feel like this wears super, super well, and it also blurs the skin beautifully. So this has definitely been a favorite during the month of January. Next up, my go-to concealer this particular month, other than the Clé de Peau concealer that I was testing out, which I have a video on, is my OG favorite concealer, the Josie Maron Vibrancy concealer. This stuff is so good. I know I've mentioned this a couple times, and I have mentioned it in a couple of videos that are coming up, spoiler alert, but I love this concealer. It is just so hydrating. It never gets cakey. It never gets dry on my skin. I've said this before, but I think that this works really, really well if you have kind of dry under eyes, or you're a little bit concerned of like fine lines and wrinkles and you want something that's gonna kind of like plump and wear really well. This is my go-to. It never fails me during the winter months, so this has been my favorite concealer during this month. Staying in the theme of kind of like base products, I also have been testing out some new Chantecaille for you guys. I promise I have reviews coming up later this month, but for now, I just want to give you a sneak peek into the Shantikai Gel Bronzer. I have been using this ever since I got it. I was really excited to try this bronzer. I don't have a gel bronzer in my collection. I don't have anything quite like this in my collection, period. This is really, really great if you have dry skin. Actually, I think this is great for everybody, but I think that this gives you a really nice hydrated look to the skin, which is really, really great within kind of those drier months, maybe those colder months. And I think that especially if you are pale like me, this just gives me like that boost of sunshine that I need in the middle of the depths of winter. Like, I just need a little bit of melanin, guys, okay? I'm very pale. I'm usually like the lightest color on the foundation scale. And this particular bronzer is just giving me life. It's so easy to blend. It doesn't disturb my skin. It doesn't irritate my dry skin. It's really just an all-around great bronzer. And so I do have a review of this bronzer coming up, so stay tuned for that, where I kind of talk about the pros and cons and compare it against some other bronzers in my collection. Next up, I have two more sort of complexion products, and the first one is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. Now, this is kind of a very classic product that I have loved for years, and I recently finished up my other Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, but that one I had in the shade 1.0, and I thought, you know what, for these cooler months when I'm paler, or I'm just going for like less of a bronzy look, why don't I try the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in the shade 0.5? And I've been doing a review where I'm kind of comparing these products against the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour, which will be coming up. So that's kind of how I got into this, and I sort of said, you know what, I'm gonna try out a different shade to really see how all of these products compare. And I've really been enjoying the 0.5 as kind of more of a winter contour, or more of just like a softer everyday contour. I don't know if you guys can tell from here. I'll explain more in that video when it is uploaded. It has a nice, very neutral undertone that lends itself very well to somebody like me who's very pale. If you have kind of a contour that's too yellow, too golden, or too dark, it can look very muddy. And I think that this just kind of blends itself, it goes in very seamlessly, and it doesn't get patchy, and it's not sticky at all. If you guys have never tried this product, it's honestly so good. I know that Tom Ford is very expensive, but if you're looking for something that is a really great contour product, the shade in Illuminate, you kind of can't go wrong. The main downside, other than the price, is the fact that you get this other product right here, which I feel like a lot of people don't really use this. It's just kind of like a shiny balm with maybe just a hint of shimmer, and honestly, I just really don't reach for that. I have other products that are kind of balmy in my collection, so that's the only downside of this product for me, other than the enormous price tag. But I mean, it took me a very, very long time of using this every single day to get through my other one. So for me, it's worth it. Next up, we've got blushes. Starting off with more Suqqu, okay? And these are the Suqqu Melting Powder Blushes. I just uploaded a video of these on my channel, so you guys can go see the full review. I got these in 4 different colors, and my favorite color is called Sumiro, which, you know, typical to my usual Sophia fashion, is just kind of like a brownie nude with a little bit of peach to it, and these are just so divine. They go on the cheeks super beautifully. They really just, as the name would suggest, melt into the skin. I love these blushes, and I really like all of the colors that I got. I think that these particular colors, and I mentioned this in my review, I think this range adds a little bit more diversity of color to the Suqqu line. If you haven't tried Suqqu, I will link these down below. Definitely check them out. These are very pricey. If I'm not mistaken, they're about $46 each. But if you're interested in a very luxurious blush, they have some really great shades in the range. And they also are a little bit more pigmented than their pure color blushes, which were the original pressed powder blushes in their range. So if you were looking for something a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more creamy, or maybe you just hadn't found your perfect shade, definitely check out the Suqqu Melting Powder Blushes. All right, we got more blush here, and this is the Nars Afterglow palette. Oh my gosh, I have been enjoying this so much, guys. As you guys saw in my review, which I will link below, I like to use these kinds of palettes all over my face. I love to double blush. I like to layer my blushes on, and I also like to use my blush as eyeshadow. This particular palette also comes with this absolutely stunning highlighter shade. Again, you can see all of the swatches in my full review of this palette, but I really like to reach for this specifically when I'm in kind of a rush, but I really want to look beautiful. I know that I wore this on kind of like a date night. I wore this just to go out and wear errands because it's just so quick to be able to get a full look with this palette. You've got a bunch of different blushes. Some of them are shimmery. Some of them, like this one, are a little bit more nude, but then you also can create something very different with this bright shade, which is called Exhibit A. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this palette. I know I've been reviewing a lot of different kind of blush formulas and complexion formulas, and I've been liking all of them, but this one in particular, I've just really been enjoying, especially during the winter. I kind of tend to go for more of like a powder blush formula, and then as we ease into spring, I'll probably go into more of like the cream and dewy route. Next up, I want to give a shout out to the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. I purchased this the day after Christmas, but as most of us know, this didn't ship out until January, and so I really didn't get this until kind of like the beginning to mid-January. I have a full review up of every single item in this collection. I do know that these 2 products in particular are available at Sephora, and I just wanted to give a shout out to these because I've really been enjoying these products. First off, we have the Diamond of the First Water eyeshadow palette. I said in my review, I really like this because I think that it's great that you get a bunch of different formulas in this palette, and I also like that these 2 colors, they're kind of a baked gelée formula. This palette is made in Italy, so we're getting some very high quality product, and because they're that baked gelée and just because of the tones, you can also use those shades as blushes. So I like that I can just dip into this, just like with the Nars palette, do my blush, do my eyeshadow. I like being able to take something and really feel like, you know, like a little bit artistic and like I'm having fun with it. And obviously we've got this beautiful special shade right here, which is kind of like a gorgeous blue shimmer. Again, I won't do tons of swatches here because we'll be here for forever, but definitely check out that video if you're interested in this eyeshadow palette. I feel like this in combination with just using my Suku blushes and my Nars blushes as eyeshadows, this has kind of been my go-to ever since I got it in January. Also in that collection, we have this blush trio, and it's funny because in that video, I mentioned that this is probably the one item that if you wanted to save some money, you could skip. That being said, I feel like I've used this item the most out of all of those products because the shades are just so good, okay? You have this stunning highlighter, which is called Venus Nectar. And then here you have Nymphette, which is a really beautiful soft rose with kind of like a gold shimmer. And then we have Cherish, which is this very, very happy pink color. This is just like such a great little like 3-in-1 kind of palette. I've really been liking it, and obviously the packaging is super cute as well. We talked about eyeshadow, so let's kind of like transition over into like the eyes category. And you guys know I have been wearing nonstop the Rare Beauty mascara. I've been busting out so many reviews lately. I also have a review of this, just saying. Okay, so check out my other videos. If you're new here and you haven't seen my reviews, I got reviews on most of these things. But this mascara is just so good. It's long wearing. It gets me through the day. I like mascara that creates a lot of volume and it lasts all day. Now, this isn't marketed as a tubing mascara, but I did say in my review of this that I think this kind of similarly behaves as one though. And what I mean by that is that it is very long wearing and it really doesn't come off until you sort of douse your eyes with warm water. So it's not marketed as a tubing mascara, but it kind of functions in that way. It also adds a lot of great volume. It adds a little bit of length, and it says on the website that this is supposed to be good for all different types of lashes, which I like. I also enjoy that the wand isn't too big. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about this, check out my review. I've been wearing this absolutely nonstop. This is like my new favorite mascara. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you will have seen that I am testing out all of the Victoria Beckham Satin Eye Kajals. These are really, really lovely eyeliners that come in a very creamy formula. And I am going to be doing a full review of these. I bought all of the colors that were available on the site, and I'm also going to be comparing a lot of different eyeliner formulas together in upcoming videos. But just kind of as like a sneak peek into that, what I really like the most about these particular pencils is the colors are just very elegant. They're also very creamy. It allows you to create a really nice smudgy look. And I think one of the reasons, honestly, why this is my favorite isn't just because I like the product, but it's also because as a part of that video, I basically have been doing a look every single day with a different one of these pencils. So I think I have about 7 of the colors, and so I've done 7 looks. And it's honestly just been so fun because I wake up in the morning and I say like, okay, I have the olive green color. Like, what kind of look do I want to do with olive green? And to me, that's just been so fun. Like, it's really rekindled my love of pencil eyeliners. Like, I'm wearing one right now. I'm actually wearing a Charlotte Tilbury one at the moment in the color Amber Moon. And it's just rekindled my love for eyeliners. So now I'm going into my collection. I'm like pulling out eyeliners that are in my makeup vanity, kind of shopping my stash, comparing and contrasting. And it's just been very fun for me to be able to kind of get back into my makeup collection and pull out things that I used to use or haven't used in a while and really put them to the test and kind of figure out what colors I like and just creating really beautiful looks. Okay, let's talk about lips now. And I have really been enjoying this new product from Makeup by Mario. These are the Moisture Glow Lip Plumping, what are these called? Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. Sorry guys. I did a review of this new product for you guys, and I mentioned in that video that I don't think you need every single color of these. I have the color Bronze Glow, and I really don't feel like I need every color. These just add a very nice like hint of color to your lips, but they also just kind of drench your lips in shine and moisture. And while I think they're a little bit overpriced, I still can't deny the fact that this has been a favorite in the month of January. And one of the reasons why I use it so much is because I love to keep this on my desk while I'm working from home and I'm on Zoom calls, and I just need to reach for something that is super moisturizing and gonna make my lips look really nice, and where I don't need a mirror to apply it, I can just kind of like put it on throughout the day. These have kind of like a little bit of a plumping sensation, but it's just a little bit of a fresh tingle. It doesn't burn at all. These are very, very lovely product. Are they a must-have? I don't think so, but personally, they've been a favorite for me, and I feel like I'm gonna use this up pretty quickly because I like using it that much. It's really just been my go-to, even when I'm making videos for you guys or I'm filming like a reel for Instagram, then I've just popped this on, and half the time you guys are asking me what's on my lips, and it's been these lip serums. So definitely check this out. Again, I have the color Bronze Glow. I think that this is very lovely, and they're very similar to other like lip oils that you see on the market. All right, let's talk about some Fude. Obviously, I have to give a shout out to all of my Lunar New Year brushes here. I have reviews on both of these brushes, and so I have 3 here, but I have 2 reviews. The first one is the Beautylish Year of the Tiger brush, and I also went back and purchased the Beautylish Year of the Rat brush as well. Beautylish, when they released the Year of the Tiger one, they also released the brushes from the past 3 years. Some of you guys were asking in that video if I had washed the brush before I used it, and yes, I had. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen kind of the difference between when I got the Year of the Rat and it was a brand new brush, and what the Year of the Tiger brush looked like after me using it for a while. You can see now they both have fluffed out considerably just for me using this with bronzer over the past couple of weeks over the course of January. And so I just wanted to mention that because some of you guys have been asking that. I always wash the brush before I do the review just because I feel like that is its final fluffiness. That's what it's gonna look like when you yourself actually use the brush. So I just wanted to show you this. And as I mentioned, I've been using this for all of my powder bronzer, and just like, the cute little designs on here are just so precious. I'm really happy that Beautylish released the previous year's one so that I could get my hands on the Rat one, because just in particular, like, I hadn't purchased it at the time when it released, but this was something that was really cute that I wanted to get at the time, but I just like never pulled the trigger. Using these is just such a great little treat, such a luxurious experience, because I use it and I look at the little tiger and I look at the little rat, and it just makes my day. So these have definitely been a favorite. And then in addition, I also picked up the Koyudo Year of the Tiger brush as well. This is a goat hair brush, whereas the Beautylish ones are squirrel hair. But this one is equally as cute, and I like to use this one more for blush just because it's a little bit smaller, and I like to display these kind of like on my vanity or in my makeup armoire. I love all of these brushes, and they definitely have been a very special treat during the month of January. Let's get into some skincare favorites. I want to start off with one of my favorite moisturizers that I always go back to around this time of winter. This is called the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. This is such a great moisturizer during these winter months, and it does come in like a relatively small tube, but I like to use this more as like a spot treatment for my dry eyelids, usually around the lips, around, you know, the cheeks, anywhere where you have dryness. If you have eczema, this is great. If your skin barrier is kind of damaged or dehydrated, this is gonna be perfect for you. And this has an ingredient called Centella Asiatica, which is that sort of Sica ingredient that they reference in those types of products, and it is a wound healing ingredient, and so it's really great to kind of repair your skin. This also has panthenol, which is going to be great for your skin barrier to lock in moisture. And this is called a soothing repairing balm, and it's not balmy like Vaseline would be. It's honestly, it's a cream. It is like a barrier balm in that sense. So it really just feels like a lotion, but it has a little extra thickness, and it has a lot of kind of soothing and repairing ingredients. It even says on here that it also has antibacterial agents as well, which I think is coming from the Centella Asiatica, if I'm not mistaken. But I love to put this on pimples, on cuts, on anytime I break out in hives, dry spots, eczema. Like, this is like the do-it-all product. You guys need to get this, and it's only about, I believe, $15, and I usually get it from Amazon, so I'll link it down below. The other sort of skincare product that I started using during the month of January is the First Aid Beauty Ingrown hair pads. If you follow me on Instagram, I was kind of chatting about these on my stories one day, and I picked these up because I hate ingrown hairs. I have issues with ingrown hairs. I do shave, I do wax in kind of the bikini area. And I was also going to Miami for a weekend, and I really wanted to like make sure my ingrown hair situation was taken care of. I went to go pick these up at Sephora, and the next time I went back, which was maybe 2 weeks later, these were sold out. They were gone, shelf empty, they were gone. And what these basically are they're just your typical like little, almost kind of like a Stridex pad. They look like this. It's almost like a little Stridex pad, but for like your nether regions, okay? So like, it's basically skincare for your nether region, all right? And what I kind of mean by that is that this isn't gonna be like a miracle product that just like blasts away all your ingrown hairs. You do have to continually use this. You basically just have to use it like once or twice a day. You kind of swipe it around the bikini area or wherever else you get ingrown hairs. And then over time, maybe in about like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you start to see it clear up. So I've definitely seen a difference. It's not a miracle product by any means, but it definitely helps. Before I was trying to use, what was it called? The bump eraser, the KP bump eraser from this brand. And I don't know why, but I wasn't seeing very good results from just using either salicylic acid or the KP bump eraser. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna give these a try. Maybe they'll be very gentle. Maybe they will, you know, really do the trick. These have BHA and AHA to kind of gently exfoliate the skin so that those ingrowns don't appear. So yeah, I've really have found that these have helped, and I really love First Aid Beauty because their products are always really gentle. They don't irritate the skin. They're fragrance free. So I always feel comfortable using these even in areas where the skin might be kind of sensitive. Okay, next up I have a fragrance favorite. I bought a couple of fragrances over the course of kind of like the holidays, December and January. And this is one that I want to call out to you guys because I feel like nobody talks about this fragrance. And that is the Diptique 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain. And it comes in this really beautiful kind of like black and amber ombre bottle. And then on the top, it has right here the name 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain, which is the address of the original Diptique like fragrance boutique in Paris. Saint-Germain is kind of a arrondissement or a neighborhood within Paris that I've been to before, and I love how luxurious this packaging is. I love when I have this on my vanity, I can kind of just look down and I see this, and it's just so glamorous, and you get the magnetic closure. I mean, there's nothing like a satisfying sound and feeling of a magnetic closure. And so the sales associate at Saks told me a little bit about this fragrance, and what is really interesting is that this is basically mimicking what that store, that first boutique in 34 Saint-Germain smelled like. They basically went into the store with whatever kind of fragrance technology they had. They tried to encapsulate the scent of the boutique into this fragrance. And so this is what we get. It comes in eau de toilette, and I have it in the eau de parfum because I just like something a little bit stronger. And this is such a, it smells like a fancy lady, okay? It does smell like a fancy luxury store. If you just want to feel kind of bougie, you're going out to brunch, going out to tea, going out shopping, like it just smells so good. So I want to read a couple of the notes here. It says scent family, woody, floral, and green, which that's kind of a little bit of everything. The top notes are black currant leaves, fig leaves, clove, cardamom. So you do have kind of a fruity top note, but then the heart notes are Turkish rose and tuberose. I love both of those flowers. Those are two of my favorite flowers. I don't think that this smells overtly rose, but you just get some of like those sexy, but also a little bit powdery flowers in there. I love those two flowers. And then the base notes are very woody. So you get sandalwood, patchouli, benzoin and tonka bean. So there's kind of like that slight powderiness, kind of vanilla-y scent of the tonka bean, but then you also have sandalwood and patchouli. So you have a lot of layers. There's so many layers to this fragrance. It's a little bit woody. It's a little bit floral. You get a little bit of fruitiness on the top. And it's just a really lovely, classy, feminine, fancy lady scent. And I've really been enjoying it. And I love sitting down at my marble desk wearing this, and I love the beautiful packaging as well. So next time you're in Saks, or if you're anywhere that sells Diptique, definitely check out this fragrance. I feel like nobody talks about it. And they also make candles and diffusers out of this, which that would make a wonderful gift for me if anybody is watching. All right, friends, lastly, I just have some fashion favorites, and I'm gonna try and keep it short this time around. And so the first thing that I wanna talk about is my bag favorite for the month of January. And no, it's actually not a new bag. It's one that I got a couple of months ago, and that is the Louis Vuitton Petite Boîte Chapeau. And so this is the mini version of the hat box bag, the Boîte Chapeau that Louis Vuitton came out with, I don't know, sometime in the past couple of years. I love this tiny little bag, and what is so special about this is that not only can you sort of hook any little type of crossbody strap to the top of it, but it also has a little slit back here where you can wear this as a belt bag. So what are the different ways that I like to wear this bag? First off, I have this strap that I purchased, and I use this with a lot of my Louis Vuitton bags. So I love the sort of juxtaposition of this teeny little bag alongside the really thick, like thicker Louis Vuitton kind of guitar strap sort of style. I also have, just regular belts, but I also have a Louis Vuitton belt that I like to thread through here to kind of wear with jeans. And then the last way that I like to wear this is kind of like on my coat or on a tie waist dress. So I will post a photo up here so you can kind of see how I styled this with both a coat and with a dress. But if you have one of those coats that's like a wrap coat, you can use your belt bags and you can just thread it through your coat so that you can kind of walk around hands-free, and you have your cute little Petit Boîte Chapeau or any other type of little belt bag that maybe you have in your collection, and you can sort of style it that way. So you're walking out in the cold, but you have like your little purse right there strung onto your belt or strung onto your dress. Similarly, if you have a dress that kind of ties at the waist. I love wearing it that way. And I just have like a cute little keychain on here for a little bit of bling. This does not fit an iPhone. I'm just letting you know, it doesn't fit an iPhone, but for me, I don't really care because I am able to fit all of my other essentials in here, and then I just carry my phone in my coat pocket, which honestly is what I normally do anyway. It opens up like this, and you can kind of see some of my things in here. I just keep my cards in the middle. I have some AirPods. I have my key case. I have some eye drops, some cash. I have, let's see here. I have one of those little mini Nars creamy concealers. I love this size because it fits in these tiny bags. And then I have this teeny tiny little Charlotte Tilbury pillow talk. It's so perfect. Like, here's my pinky for reference. Like, it's so tiny, and I got this for free when I bought something from the Charlotte Tilbury website. So I love to collect these sorts of little minis, little mini hand creams and that kind of stuff, just because for me, I love tiny little bags like this. This is also my first bag from Louis Vuitton in the reverse monogram. That's really what drew me into this particular style. But if you're looking at this and you're like, that is so tiny, Sophia, I'm not gonna be able to fit all my things in that, like, that's a joke. They do have another size of this, which is just the regular Boîte Chapeau at Louis Vuitton. But for me, I really love the cuteness of the mini one, and I've gotten so many compliments on it wherever I go. It's kind of hard not to like this. Like, it's just so cute and mini, and it's definitely been a favorite in the month of January. And my last favorite is actually a new coat to my collection that I bought back in the fall. I bought it just in case it would sell out, and that is the Canada Goose Aldridge Parka, and I will put up an image here of the model wearing it because I'm not gonna be able, it's so big, like I'm not gonna be able to show you guys here in the camera frame, but this is such a good coat. If any of you guys have questions about Canada Goose, let me know. I've had some friends asking recently just because it is winter and I know a lot of us are in the market for a new coat, but Canada Goose, man, you just cannot go wrong. What I really like about this particular coat is that in comparison to some of my other puffer coats, it is longer. It goes all the way down to about mid-calf for me, so it really keeps me warm, but it still has like a really cool and sporty look to it without making me look like I'm just wearing a sleeping bag. I love the white color. That is the color that I have it in. It still looks a little bit sporty. It still looks kind of cool and luxury, and then it has so many good details. For example, it has little zips kind of at the bottom of your legs, so if you want to kind of increase your walking stride or you need a little bit of airflow from underneath, you can zip those up. It has really nice durable pockets. When you put your hands into the sleeves, it's almost like a sleeveless glove that goes around your hands. The hood is super warm and adjustable. It comes with humanely sourced coyote fur around the edge. These coats are just so good. If you guys have been on the fence about Canada Goose, definitely maybe consider pulling the trigger. I know that they're pretty expensive, but I live in the Northeast in a pretty cool climate, and these coats are absolute game changers. They're just so good. And for me, like just being warm, like putting on the coat and just being outside when it's like -12 degrees and not feeling anything is just chef's kiss. Like, I'm not cold, beat that, Mother Nature. I love this coat so much. I have another one called the Trillium Parka from Canada Goose that I've had for several years now, and it's still such a great coat. I basically just got this one because I wanted something that was going to be just a little bit longer and keep my legs warm and also work well when I have bulkier sweaters and wider leg pants. So can't recommend that enough. That's been my favorite. But anyway, guys, tell me, comment down below, what have been your favorite products in the month of January? It could be beauty products, it can be skincare, makeup brushes, fashion, bags, etc. I want to know. Comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Okay, this is where we chat about all the best luxury beauty and skincare and food, and I would love to have you as a part of my community. I will also put my Instagram handle up here so that you guys can follow me on Instagram. A lot of you interact with me on Insta every single day, and I love chatting with you guys and answering all of your burning questions about the makeup products that I've been reviewing. We have a lot of fun over there. I usually do fun little like makeup unboxings with you guys whenever I have new products coming in. I do sneak peeks and swatches of everything that I review on YouTube before it gets to YouTube. And I also let you guys know about all of the big beauty sales that are happening on the interwebs and in the beauty community. So definitely follow me on Instagram. I would love to interact with you. And also, lastly, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, okay? Let me know if you like favorites videos. Giving me a thumbs up definitely lets me know what kind of content you guys like. And if you guys enjoyed this video and you think you're going to pick up any of these products, please consider shopping through some of my links. It's a really great way to support my channel. And again, I use all of that to make more content and more videos for you guys. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you had a fantastic January and a fantastic month ahead. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.